Well, how's it going, everybody? I hope you're doing well. And before we get into our devotional thought for us today, I want to get into a few announcements, let you know about what's going on. First off, just want to remind you that youth group will be over Zoom this Sunday at 6 o'clock. I'll make sure to have all the links for you to join and reminders throughout the week so you're able to jump on that with us. We'll be finishing up our series on the 3 Ps. So this week we'll be finishing that by having a time to process. A lot of stuff has happened over this entire time of being at home, and I want to give you guys the freedom and the space to talk a little bit more openly about what has been going on, how you've been feeling. If you were with us at in-person youth group this past Sunday, we got to experience that a little bit, and I think it was really good for us. The ways we were able to chat, to do all of those things. So really want to encourage you to join us. We'll also be playing Drawful. We haven't played that in a while. Just want to be able to do that again. So make sure that you have a second device so you can join in and play. I'll be sharing it and hosting it from my screen. I just want to make sure that you'll have like another phone or another device, tablet, something like that, so you can play along with us. But 6 o'clock, I'll have those links out. Make sure that you join on. Also want to let you know that the impression challenge is still going on. I'm giving you guys like prime opportunity to roast me, and you guys need to take advantage of it. Come on, what's going on? I'll make sure to remind you a little bit more of that as well. I know a few of you said that you wanted to do that and just had forgotten about it. So I'm going to extend that as well. We'll see another week if those kind of roll in, how things go from there. But take advantage of it. I'm giving you, like I said, I'm giving you the chance to make fun of me, to dress up, to act, to put a little video together, to do that. Or if you just want to take a picture and do that, you can. But that'll be going on this week. Prize is still up for grabs, so whoever puts that out, the best one, and sends that into me, you'll get that prize as well. There'll also just be a regular challenge back to things this week, so be looking out for that. Hopefully that'll be out sooner rather than later, so that you guys can jump on those. And I hope those are well. You like doing those or keeping up with those, and just different ways to think, to be challenged, to experience God or other people through your week. But I believe that's it. I'm still kind of working through what September is going to look like for us, if we're able to return to a little bit more stable, or if we're going to keep this kind of schedule going. But once I get that, I will let you and your parents know moving forward. But know that I'm always here if you need to talk about anything, if you want, if you have questions, or if you're just saying, hey, I really want to learn more about this, or like I've been saying, I am open to any and every suggestion, and want to be able to best reach you. And if you have questions about faith or about Christianity or anything of the sort, please reach out to me. That's what I'm here for. But enough of that. Along with what we have kind of experienced this last Sunday and what we're going to experience this Sunday, and just kind of my heart behind it, I wanted to be able to give you this opportunity to talk things out. And the discussions that we had last night were good, and some good things came out of that. Yeah, there was some hard things that we talked about the negative aspects of what COVID has brought out, or what we've had experienced during this time. But it was great for us to be able to come alongside one another and support one another through it. And I'm thankful for the ways that you guys have stepped up and did that during that night. But I came back to this familiar passage, this very familiar verse that You guys may not know exactly where it is in the Bible, but you've definitely heard it before. And this is the only verse I'm going to read. It is Proverbs 27, verse 17. And it simply says, "Iron sharpens iron, and one man sharpens another." Just the same in that idea. Two main things that I want to just share is that first, that we're made for community. The reason that I want us to be able to talk about these things is to remind us that there are people who we can rely on, and that God made us to be relational beings, that we should desire, and that we want to be around other people. May not be all the time. You might be more of an introvert or an extrovert, and you can limit how much. You can only have a limit of how much time you want to be around somebody, or you love being around people all the time. But wherever you fall on that kind of spectrum, we are designed to be with one another, to spend time with one another, to be able to care for and talk to and experience life with one another. From the very beginning, God made sure that Adam had Eve, and that I've said it before, that Jesus intentionally surrounded himself with 12 other guys that he could invest in and experience life with. And we too should model that and be encouraged by the fact that God has placed people in our lives to care for us, and that we can do the same. And that kind of leads me into my second point, in that we are called to support one another. Just like here it says, iron sharpens iron. If you're able to make a sword, or you're working in this kind of context to help you to better understand, to be able to sharpen things, it takes each other. We're called to be able to support one another, to care for one another, to build one another up. And yeah, it's fun to poke and prod at one another, and to joke around with one another. But really, our heart's intent should be to care for each other. And we can do that by laughing and having good times with one another. But if we're going a little bit too far, then that's not what we're called to do. We're supposed to support one another, to love one another, and to be there for one another. And that's kind of had to look a little bit different through this time. And I'm thankful that we've been able to get back into seeing each other back in person for some of us. For other of those, we still have Zoom, and we have other opportunities to reach out and to care for people. I know I haven't made it a good reminder, but I want to go back to that of those Friend Fridays. If you remember, I challenged you guys to reach out to at least 1 or 3 people that aren't in your normal circle of friends, and just kind of check in and see how they're doing through this time, as everything was really kind of in the thick of it. Things were changing very much throughout the days. We didn't know what restrictions were going to be placed in front of us, what things were going to look like. And as things kind of returned to normal, if we want to call it that, I think it's still good for us to reach out and to remind one another that we're here, that we care about each other, and that we're called to do this. Not only just in our day-to-day lives, but our spiritual lives as well. That we should want to encourage each other of just saying, hey, what are you learning from God? What are you learning from His Word? Are you in His Word? And what ways that we can do that with one another. You can call me out on that too. I learned in my own devotions today that the reminder that God is with us, that idea of Emmanuel, that Jesus came to this earth and experienced life in the same way that we do, and isn't just this far away kind of idea, but He knows what we feel and live life with us. So even when we mess up and we battle with what's going on in our lives, and trying to appease God and not fall into sin, but He's right there with us, that He's never left us and won't forsake us. That's kind of what I've learned. So how are you sharpening? How are you sharpening somebody else in your life, and how is somebody else in your life sharpening you? How are you leaning on? How are you caring for? How are you encouraging somebody else this week? That's what I got for us. Hope to see you this Sunday at youth group. And like I said before, if you need somebody to be that person in your life, please reach out to me. I want to be able to encourage you, challenge you, not only just because it's my job, but because I genuinely care about all of you. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you.